Can you guys hear me okay? Inner monologue was just in on the live, and then I pulled a middle-aged person, and I hit the wrong button, and it canceled the whole live. Took me 3 minutes to correct that. Do you guys hear the music I'm playing in the background, or is that just through my headphones? Oh yeah, tonight I actually missed Jake's live. Intro to Crypto, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm gonna be with Intro to Crypto on Thursday, guys. They have a great channel. Love them. Just smile from ear to ear the entire time I watch those guys. And Intro to Crypto, his name is actually, let's see here. Intro to Crypto's name is David. And David, I just want to say I loved on your live earlier when I commented, because you were saying that Mike's pretty big shoes to fill. And I said, well, I have really big feet. And you didn't make the connection with saying, yeah, he has really big shoes to fill. And you just said, easy XRP, I have really big feet. And I was dying laughing because I could tell it confused you as to why I'd say that. Okay, so you don't hear the music. Okay. Because I was just like enjoying some classical music. So, yeah. You guys might be able to hear it now. If it's too loud, just let me know. I was just enjoying it because, yeah, excited to be there, man. I like I said, I love your channel. You guys are like, you guys fit that to a T. Intro to Crypto. Like, anyone just getting into crypto that wants to understand it, like, you guys really crush it. Talking about all the, entry level topics and stuff like that. And yeah, you guys are highly enjoyable to listen to, especially in the background on my Bluetooth while I'm working. Yeah, so I missed Jake's live tonight, guys. So is there anything new? Did Jake mention anything new? I imagine it's just kind of same old watching paint dry kind of thing, I imagine. What's up, Randy Graves? Shepard just stopping by to say hi and good night. I'll have to catch the replay in the morning. Oh, nice, dude. Yeah, get some rest. Yeah, and thanks for all those, dude, all those thumbnails you're making, dude. You're like a thumbnail factory, and they're fire. Definitely, we definitely need some more Spartan ones. Those are really fun. Ron Horn, Aerosmith, Dream On. Is that what that is? Intro to Crypto. I totally missed it, and now I totally get it. I was driving. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was freaking awesome, man. Satsper saying, oh, and I also liked your dance. When I said, do you have a dance planned for when XRP takes off? And your dance was everything I wanted in life. So thanks for doing that. Mike wasn't as interested in dancing. Oh yeah, you mentioned the tether audit. Okay. Yeah, that is some pretty big news. Wolfman, I missed it too. Scooby, hey dude, how's it going? And Scooby, me and you are gonna be doing a joint sometime soon too. So super excited, man. MSDXU today, Jake state that everything is ready in weeks to start moving. Yeah, and it's felt that way for a while. And it did great. What up, everyone? Can't wait for Apex. Yeah, me too. I'm reaching out to people that are important to the community, and I'm just like throwing my name out there. So if you guys can do that too, it helps. Like I reached out to Crypto Phoenix, and I hit him up on his comment section because he doesn't really have like a good way to communicate to him. Like, he doesn't have like an email posted that I saw. If anyone has a way to communicate with Crypto Phoenix, then please do, because I think we all want the professor on. XRP Drive, yo! Inner monologue, I've been waiting on the other live. I know, inner monologue, that was so sad and funny. So what happened was I middle-aged manned it, and I hit the wrong button. So I saw your comment, and then I clicked done, and it just ended the whole thing on that. And I was like, poor inner monologue. The intro to crypto. It's hard to hear your voice with music. Well, okay, yeah. I was trying to get the. Let's see here. Okay. Let me see if I can control that a little bit better. I was just enjoying it for a minute here. We don't even have to keep it on. But earlier today, like our car got stuck on a classical music station, and so I was like, man, I miss classical music. There we go. It can be so good. Yes, Jace wishes in the house. The one music too loud, can't hear. Okay, yeah, we turned that down. Gonna buy the Xbox soon. Nice, dude. I know, I'm excited. I haven't played Rocket League in, geez, it's been like a year at least. Since my friends that were dating that I played with broke up. Sad story. Cinnabug, hey Chris, music a bit loud, still too, okay. Well, you know what? It was fun having the music for a little minute. We don't have to have it on there. Actually, you know what? I just solved it. I just stopped streaming it to you guys. God, I am dumb tonight. AI jazz music? What even is that? Send me a link, dude. AI jazz. Okay. Well, I just got a robot playing a trombone, so I don't know if that's what you're listening to. Brian Dyer, check out the Mel Carmine video I posted in the Discord. Sounds like he is on your same page. Mel Carmine. Okay. And then also, if Bolsnot is going to be on tonight, I posted a permanent link to the Discord. I realized that those were timing out. So I listed a permanent link to the Discord, of which we now have 76 people in the Discord. So we got at least most of the OGs in the Discord. So Mel Carmine podcast. Okay. Nino Rodriguez, as you've never seen him before. Brace yourself. You're all worth hundreds of millions. Cool, man. I will watch that later. Let me see if I can click on that. Let's see. Where's that gonna pop up? Oh yeah, it popped up on a whole new one. Oh, okay. And he's been around for. Does he mostly talk about XRP? How have I never see? There's so many people in this space. I don't know how I've never seen him before, but I will watch him later. We also have a new Crypto Phoenix video to watch if you guys wanted to tonight. Now that I figured out how to make the music not overpower the entire stream. MSDXU, a lot of YouTube channels now making jazz musics using AI, and it's amazing. Yeah, that sounds awesome. It sounds like my kind of thing. I prefer like loud techno music or electronic music or dubstep with no words. I love that. Wolfman, actually, Mel would definitely have you on and do. Oh, nice, dude. Yeah. Will you guys reach out to people like this and ask them, like, tell them that like I want to be, like, on their channel, like communicating with them? Because like what it does is it helps both those communities, and it also helps get the message out to these other communities that may not know some of the things that we know and talk about. Um, Randy Graves, Mel Carmine is always talking about birth certificates. Okay. Brian Dyer, yup. Used to be. Good morning, Chris. And from the UK, 6 a.m. local time. Damn, you're up early. So are you like just before work? The straw man concept. I haven't heard of that. Oh, is that the AI music? Let's see. Or am I the straw man concept? Oh, straw man theory. Oh, okay. Got it. Okay, that's the whole birth certificate thing. Well, for sure, yeah. Yeah, if you guys reach out to these people in these different channels, all I can do is see if they have a contact information, but like we thrived so much off of the node network that like I think more of that is going to be more impactful than just waiting for people to find the channel. Since my music is playing so well for me, I'm going to switch it to my favorite, techno. Even though the classical music is really peaceful. I'll save this one. Wait, no, my favorite classic music just came on. Nino goes into deep info on the elites and the demons that run the world. Wow. See, there's others out there. I lost him already. But I'm gonna watch that later. So let's pull up. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd be far more interested in watching me and Cashew Nate discuss things than Vincent Scott. I guess I heard somewhere, and I don't know if you guys know Vincent Scott and who he is. I guess that he begged people for XRP because he was like going through something, and then he sold it. I don't know, some sort of weird thing with Vincent Scott. So I don't know. There's just several reasons I can't get to like that guy. Do you recommend any good cold wallet? Too many scams going on. Not sure which one is good. So we've always talked about Tangem, Tangem, on our channel because it's simple to use. There's other good ones, other really good ones that are more expensive or like Decent. That's the name is Decent. I forget how to spell it here, but it's like $180. So it's like, let's see, yeah. Here, I'll send you a link actually. See if I can put that in the. Okay. I'll try to put this in the chat. I've heard good things about Treasure too, but there was a breach. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh. I'll just spell it out for you. Yeah, I've heard that's good. And Tangens are cheaper, so entry level, good stuff. And they're simple to use, which is just as important as having a really secure wallet. Let's see here. Okay, sweet. Going to bed, intro to crypto. Oh, you're in Connecticut, so it's like 1 in the morning, man. Yeah, you need to get some sleep, sell some houses. But excited to hang out with you. What up? Good morning from Finland. Oh, Finland, awesome. Yeah, we have someone from New Zealand as well. So how close is to oh yeah, and the intro to crypto, Chris, I love the show you sent me. It was awesome. Looking forward to chatting with you and planning. Yeah, me too, man. Super excited. Yeah, we're not the only ones with wide eyes open, Chris. It feels that way sometimes though. So it's nice to have that relief. I am from Washington State, Wolfman. Let's see here. I did want to pull up the new Crypto Phoenix video. Let's see here. Because it is always awesome to listen to the professor. Okay. Okay, looks like, okay, here's the new one. So let me pull that up. We are going to do Crypto Phoenix tonight. Very important. Okay. Turn him up. Stream him. Nice, you're in British Columbia, right on the border. Oh, we've got several British Columbia in here. The intro to crypto. Let your peeps know 5:30 Eastern time zone. Oh, they'll know. Yeah, I'll post that, and then I'll also put it live on my account too. Used to be. Do you know about Apex Crypto? It looks like he does a good job as well. Yeah, And today I reached out to him, and we are going to have Apex on our channel in the next 2 to 3 weeks here. So super excited about that because a lot of people on my channel have been asking for more Apex crypto content. So super excited about that. Some of these people I'm succeeding in reaching out to, and some of them I am having a more difficult time reaching them. Like Crypto Phoenix, like I commented on his channel, but he's got like 300 comments per post. So whether he sees it or not is tricky. But he does look at his comments. So if you guys can spam Crypto Phoenix too, I think we'd all really appreciate to have him on the channel here. All right, let's stream this one here. There we go. Here we go, guys.
I don't have nothing else to do this Sunday. So let's talk about what Dr. Cobb 1908, 8 hours ago, he wrote. So according to the title, for a $15.25 investment today will be worth $1 million. Okay, not happening. I guess he's trying just to say when it gets to $45,000, not today. Okay, let's make a case against every naysayer, including Dr. Cobb, 1908. So my response was, you didn't understand anything, and you're thinking in retail appreciation. And XRP will be repriced administratively to meet settlement density. So 45,072K is the activation zone, is not the ceiling. So once density expands, post-activations, even $15.25 because it's an habitué of the crypto casino. So he's a VIP in the crypto casino. So we have to let him understand, and also to all the naysayers, because he's not the only one that comes, unfortunately. Instead of continue scrolling, no, they have to post something, right? He doesn't understand that all these type of assets don't behave like stocks or meme coins. That these assets will be and are today repriced administratively. Why? Because they need to meet liquidity density, settlement throughput, this liquidity and post-netting solvency needs. That's what all these systemically institutional assets operate. So it's nothing related at all with market appreciation. It's infrastructure repricing. Maybe these guys never heard about this, but they have to attack before research. And I'm going to explain why they will never do any research, not even 10 minutes of research. So my response was, the Bitcoin president absolutely destroyed his argument completely. All that nonsense that he posted here is easily disproved. Someone who bought Bitcoin at 10 cents didn't need Bitcoin to go to the moon. All these people, all they needed was the system to mature. So let's do the math. $100 at 10 cents will give them 1,000 Bitcoin. If you were lucky and you purchased Bitcoin when it was 10 cents, $100 will have provided you with 1,000 Bitcoin. Okay, at 60K as it is today, I'm not even posting when it reached $124,000. At $60,000 as it is today, maybe what is 70, 60, I have no idea what's the price, but it's around $76,000. That will equal $60 million. Okay? $60 million. That's 600,000 X repricing. This is a historical fact, not speculation. This happened. And here's the kill shot. If $100 of Bitcoin became 60 million, don't pretend $15, $25 of XRP cannot reach 1 million when XRP is repriced administratively to activation density. There's absolutely no way you can disprove this because you will be contradicting yourself.
The most relaxing game for left-brained thinkers.
What if there was a game, no pay to win, no ads interrupting you, and no mandatory tasks forcing
you? He cannot argue at all against this fact. It already happened. Period. Now, XRP repricing is driven by system needs, not retail buying and selling and moving the price slowly or high, or speculation or leverage, or a few crypto traders over leveraging the casino. And this is what this guy and many other naysayers can never understand and will never understand. These are the guys that they will go down with the ship. XRP valuation is forced by settlement density, solvency restoration, and the throughput, not by retail demand, not by market discovery. So there's the three points that you have to understand. Fixed supply cannot expand, okay? Massive settlement load, PQ, must be routed somehow. You need a rail. And post-netting solvency gaps must be filled somehow. None of this depend on hype, speculation, retail buying, narrative, influencers, crypto halvings. None of that. This is institutional, something you never ever heard. They are mechanical constraints. But, of course, zero accountability. Or instead of saying, okay, I will give it a look. I will understand. I will research and I will come back. So, as I said, he didn't understand anything. He's thinking in retail appreciation. XRP will be repriced administratively to meet the settlement density, 45,000, 72,000 in that sweet spot is the activation zone. It's not the ceiling. This is not a fixed price. And once the density expands, post-activation, even a $15, $25 position can mechanically reach $1 million. This is not speculation. This is not a fantasy tale. It's how the system design operates. Someone who bought Bitcoin at 10 cents didn't need Bitcoin to go to the moon. They just needed the system to mature, as I explained. $100 at 10 cents became $60 million at today's price. That's, as I said, 600,000x. If that already happened to many, many, many people, don't pretend $15 cannot become $1 million under administrative repricing. Because first of all, you don't understand settlement mechanics, collateralization. All you understand is crypto casinos. And I can be more aggressive, but I'm not going to waste my time on that. So the funny thing, and it's always the same, it always seems to be very strange that from all assets in the crypto scene, is always XRP the one that seems to be impossible to ever be expensive. If I quote Bitcoin, Ethereum, or even Pudgy Penguin or Pupu Coin, they will not even care about becoming smart assets. So XRP seems to be the only asset people insist can be expensive. And that's the tell. It's funny because nobody panics if I say Bitcoin can hit $100,000. If I say $1 million Bitcoin, it's fine. This dude knows what he's talking about. Ethereum can hit $10,000. If I say Ethereum is going to be $25,000, like this Chinese dude is always wrong, Lee, whatever the name is, or even Pudgy Penguin can be worth 20K. Nobody will say anything. No, we will try to rationalize and say, yeah, they're selling a lot of toys. It's a great success in Japan. But the moment I say XRP can be expensive, people lose their minds. Did you notice that? That tells me the resistance is not mathematical, it's psychological. There's something that triggers that behavior. That's a pattern behavior. People don't reject high XRP valuation because of logic. They reject it because of the way they frame it. They still believe that XRP is a cheap, fast coin. It's a payment coin, a banker coin, a remittance coin. That's all they can do. It's a utility token for small payments. It's unrelated. It has 10 years doing nothing. So it will always be a piece of crap. Because their brain says cheap coin must stay cheap. That's the logic. Unfortunately, that's the logic. That's not analysis. That's conditioning, guys. So every other asset is allowed to be expensive. Yes. Even the nonsensical coin, it doesn't matter. Oh, you see, it's like Canton coin is the one. Bitcoin went from 10 cents to 60,000. Ethereum went from 30 cents to 4,000, 48,000. I think it was $48,000 at one point. Nobody called that impossible. But say XRP could reach $1,000, $10,000.
We finally get to see him today, right?
That's right, honey. We're going to the city where he works to surprise him.
Yay! Dad's over there.
Uh-oh.
45,000, way less, $72,000. You're a loony. You're a loony. You guys are delusional in your fantasy tales and good luck. And okay, leave us. Good luck. Just keep scrolling, buddies. So the double standard is the real issue here. And it's strange because every crypto is allowed to be expensive except XRP. Nobody asks. Bitcoin, 60,000. Ethereum. CryptoPunks, an NFT, was sold for 27 million. 18,000 Ethereums or something like that. All of these happened, guys. All of them were impossible before it happened. But XRP, expensive. And suddenly every smart asset become smart analysts. And no, impossible. It cannot happen. That's it. That's the smart analysis. So as I say, their own Bitcoin history proved that what they claim is impossible, it goes against their own logic, because they don't understand that the XRP valuation is systemic. It's not retail driven. XRP is not waiting for retail hype, and that's the thing that they will never understand. It will be repriced administratively because it needs to meet settlement density, something they never heard. Solvency restoration, because banks will be insolvent and the system will be insolvent, and somebody has to move the throughput requirement. Oh, I never heard about velocity, supply constraints, and anything like that. All I know is market cap. Okay. So, again, I can continue. The most expensive CryptoPunk ever sold is CryptoPunk, which was sold for $23 million or $24 million. I don't know, something like that, at an auction. An NFT. So, yeah, $20 million, 20 something million. I don't remember very well. Well, you can research that. So a JPEG pixel avatar sold for $23.7 million. Nobody called that impossible. But say XRP, a settlement systemic asset, can be expensive, and suddenly people become smart analysts. Can you explain me the logic? That's not logic. That's conditioning. People, I don't know if people don't reject high XRP valuation because of math. They reject it because of their mental framing. As I said, it's psychological. There's something that triggers that, and we're going to try to figure it out. In my opinion, they see XRP as the evil one, but XRP is not the evil one, guys. It's the only asset that threatens these people's ego, because they threatens their identity or any assumption, past assumption. So they will attack it rather than sit down, analyze it, rationalize it. Why I say XRP threatens their identity and not their portfolio? Most naysayers aren't defending logic, right? Because I proved that the Bitcoin destroys their logic. Bitcoin maxis, for example, build their identity around the religion, decentralization, purity. That's their dogma. That's their religion. You hate anything that threatens decentralization. Everything else is a scam. Only Bitcoin can win. So XRP existence, a settlement-grade asset with institutional use cases, contradicts their religion. That's it. That's why they react emotionally. They don't have logic, anything analytically.
What?
XRP breaks that hierarchy. Right? Right now, Bitcoin is not the only one that can win. If XRP succeeds, the entire ranking of what matters in crypto collapses. Because in their brain, Bitcoin is number one, Ethereum is number two, and Solana and any other will be number three. But it happens that XRP has a settlement function, has institutional rails working, has regulatory clarity.
Do you know how amazing this razor is? In just 3 seconds.
I'm gonna pause it real quick and just say, because like Edward was saying something really important about like crypto Apex Crypto, and Crypto Phoenix like having like maybe like some beef about like the price or what it's gonna be. But that doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like anyone XRP army like out there kind of promoting their perspective, it's all good. You know, you run into people like the Node Network. That's where the problem starts to happen, where they start to just talk shit about stuff that they don't understand in the first place. And so, but like everyone's same team. Apex Crypto, Crypto Phoenix, me, Jake Claver, Mickle. I think what it is like this is a specific once in a lifetime wealth transfer, and so whatever number that means doesn't really matter. It's going to outperform every other asset when that moment happens. So yeah, like if if he's disputing Crypto Phoenix, it's fine, because regardless of which one of them is right, it's still going to be an amazing plan and play for you to be a part of. So that's the whole point, And so I think when channels get too hung up on the numbers, too hung up on the details, I think that causes more problems than benefit. And so yeah, it's like Chart Nerd TA on X. Like he always talks shit about like it's never going above $15 and stuff like that. And it's like that doesn't help anyone, Chart Nerd. I'm glad that your charts show that, but it doesn't help anyone. This is a once in a lifetime event. It will never happen again. It will be unbelievable, and that's why we're so crazy.
It can shave your beard smoother than your wife's skin without leaving any dark spots. This razor
It's a non-speculative use case. And that doesn't belong to the casino. So the logic goes into an error. I can't function. That means it can become the settlement backbone, which it tells us, implies that Bitcoin isn't the final boss. Ethereum isn't the world computer. Their favorite bags are not the center of the universe. And that's ego death for them. And it happens that XRP is the only asset people need to dismiss to protect their ego, to protect their pride. I don't know if they hate it and they know that XRP is not bad, or they truly believe it's bad. But I believe they hate XRP because it's good, and they are wrong. Being wrong in this crypto world is painful because people brag publicly and they post publicly, and they're gonna have to delete the whole post all over the crypto. It's just like when you go against a team or a boxing fight and you say this guy's gonna get started in 2 rounds, and the next Monday, the next Sunday morning, everybody storms back at you, and you get to what am I going to do? They mock others. That's what they do. And they build that reputation, and their identity is that one. And they're the bullies. So admitting XRP is legitimate. Now will feel like a humiliation, like a loss of status. Now, oh, dude, I was wrong. I lost my narrative. What am I going to do? I lost that superiority that I had with Bitcoin. I'm untouchable. I'm a Saiyajin. I'm a Dragon Ball super powerful boy. It's not about XRP, it's about their pride. So XRP is the only one that confronts that arrogance. And I say perfectly. I seriously believe they suffer from arrogance. So, and arrogance creates blindness. If you don't understand it, it must be a scam. If it's not my coin, it must be worthless. It's a scam. If banks use it, must be evil because it goes against decentralization, my religion. If it threatens my bags, it must be fake. This, guys, this is textbook cognitive dissonance at best. What's their belief? Bitcoins, they create that nonsense belief that Bitcoin is digital gold, Ethereum is the smart contract king. But Suddenly arrives a new sheriff in town called XRP that introduces a category they never prepared for: settlement infrastructure. That's not retail, that's not hype, that's not memes, that's not speculation. So what do we do with this? It happens that it's systemic architecture. And that scares them because they can argue against XRP without exposing their ignorance. That's what they're doing every time they post this nonsense. So XRP isn't the evil one. It's just the only asset that threatens that arrogance these people have. That's it. That's arrogance. That's ego. So retail assets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, NFTs, grow because people buy them. But systemic assets grow because the system requires them. That's what they don't understand.
I was already planning to return it until something unexpected
What is
happened.
that?
To my surprise, by day
Don't like.
Guys, Bitcoin already proved a tiny early position can become millions when the system matures. I gave you the math. This is a historical fact. 60 millions. If you had 1,000 when it was 10 cents, today you will have $60 million. But it happens that Bitcoin is not a systemic settlement asset. It's a speculative store of value narrative. So if Bitcoin, a non-systemic asset, produce $1 million outcomes, how much more possible is with a systemic asset that the architecture actually needs? This is the part naysayers refuse to compute. Systemic assets don't appreciate. They get repriced. Period. Period. Systemic assets operate differently. Liquidity density, settlement throughput. This forces administrative repricing. The asset needs to meet system requirements, not retail, not market, nothing like that. This is why the upside will be categorically larger than Bitcoin because of the architecture. Again, they're not reacting to math. They're not reacting to logic. They're reacting to ego, arrogance, and zero logic. They don't dismiss XRP because it's a scam. They dismiss XRP because it's legitimate, and they are wrong. That's ego's dead. Okay, you can laugh. We're at the verge of seeing the biggest wealth transfer ever. And all of these naysayers that they dismiss XRP will be left behind. All these people believe that Bitcoin is the final boss. Everything else is inferior. Decentralization purity is the only metric. Ethereum maxes, same. It's the world computer. Everything else is irrelevant. All the smart contract cannot exist without Ethereum. Even it's the slowest, most disgusting. You suffer every time you have to transfer something that trades under Ethereum. I've seen it with Quant. I'm squeezing every time I'm transferring because I don't even know if it's gonna if it's froze or what. But XRP is an whole different world, a whole category. I'm not prepared for it, and they never will. It's a systemic settlement asset, not retail. It's infrastructure. And infrastructure assets have orders of magnitude more upside than retail assets. And that's what they don't want to understand. And I don't care if they want to understand it or not. Most of them are afraid to even give 10 minutes of research because the fear of finding they wasted thousands of dollars pursuing a non-intrinsic asset could be too damaging for their psyche. Admitting XRP is legitimate will force them to admit that they were wrong. The money was wasted. That's it. Most people avoid researching XRP because research requires accountability. Remember, I always take responsibility, accountability. They don't avoid XRP because it's a scam. It's a proven scam. No, it's not. Again, it will never be a scam. They avoid XRP because researching will expose their ignorance. Now, these people spend years mocking XRP, thousands chasing hype coins, months repeating that, years repeating the narrative that there's decentralization doctrine, bankers are evil, and blah blah blah, and Westworld, Wild West crypto is the best. No society can operate like this. But when they discover, and they will, XRP is the chosen one, that will psychologically devastate them. It never was about XRP. It's about their ego, their arrogance, not finding that they were wrong.
I'm lowering my ask to just $1 today, and here's why. This Senate race in Texas is likely going to be the most expensive and the most competitive.
They're smart because they chose Bitcoin. They're early because they choose Ethereum. They're visionaries because they choose Solana. They're purists because they reject XRP. XRP is the evil, it's the mark of the beast. But if they give XRP 10 minutes of honest research, that's what I give in this channel. At least enter here not just to bash it, just to research. At least research a few videos. Why is this guy saying all these things? 10 minutes. 10. Only 10. I'm asking you. 10 honest minutes. They risk finding that XRP has regulatory clarity. XRP has institutional rails. XRP has real settlement use cases. It's being used. XRP is not a meme coin. XRP is not a scam. XRP is not the banker coin they mock. And that discovery will shatter their self-image. So they avoid it. See the image that I put in here? Today, Harvard Business School name the world top investor in this room. That was given to Brad Garlinghouse. Oh, but where is Satoshi? Right? And that's where I'm coming right now. That's where we're going. Because I don't want to continue with this. I'm going to make some simple questions to all these naysayers, but they will be devastating. So be honest, right? So here are the exact questions that terrify naysayers, right? Is Satoshi real? What does it matter? Well, it matters to me because I'm putting my money. I'm not putting my money on a guy asking me for money from Nigeria on WhatsApp. I'm asking, is Satoshi real? Is Satoshi attending White House meetings? Oh, Brad Garlinghouse at the World Economic Forum. Hey, 2022, 2023, it's been in all this thing. Oh, but this is, Satoshi is real. Satoshi is the real Japanese ninja that comes and disappears and, hey, but put the money, Satoshi. Is Bitcoin negotiating with regulators? Is Bitcoin in these Davos meetings? Is Ethereum linking banks, countries, payment systems? No. Is any other fintech investing billions into real infrastructure other than Ripple? Give me one. I'm not asking you two. One. One. Is any other crypto company operating globally like Ripple? Exactly like this. Crick, 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 crickets everywhere. Silence, right? Just ask honest questions. Is Satoshi real? Is Satoshi sitting at the White House meetings? These questions don't require conspiracy theories, guys. They require basic honesty. And that honesty will destroy that same narrative these people built around their bags. I don't see Bitcoin in regulatory meetings, compliance frameworks, banking integration, cross-border corridors, liquidity routing, enterprise partnership. When someone asks, is Satoshi in the White House? They are forced to admit Bitcoin is not in the regulatory room. Ethereum, not in the regulatory room. Solana, not in the White House, not in the regulatory room. Meme coins are not in the regulatory room. NFTs, not in any Davos, regulatory meeting, SEC, DTCC, Davos, World Economic Forum, White House, no. But Ripple is. That alone shatters their worldview. It's not that difficult. I don't even have to go deep explaining infrastructure and all that thing. Just if you're 10 minutes, honest, 100% honest, you can answer this question because I will expose you. And because, why they're not answering that? Because they fear discovering that they waste thousands of dollars on non-intrinsic asset, AKA casino, meme coins.
This is bad, but this is good. So this wallet has a slot for the cash instead of the money clip. The money clip.
Most of them will not give him 10 minutes of research, 5 minutes of research. 10. I'm asking you for 10. Because 10 minutes is more than enough to realize that XRP has real use cases. Ripple is a functioning global fintech. Banks actually use the rails. Corridors do exist, not like Satoshi. Regulatory clarity exists. You know who the founders are. You know who the Ripple leaders is. You know who Brad Garlinghouse is. And if that's true, enterprise adoption exists. Regulatory exists. So if everything I say is true, then their meme coins are worthless. Their hype coins are empty, full of air. That arrogance they used to attack XRP holders blinded them. Their money went into speculation, not infrastructure, and there's nothing they can do because that's too painful for most people to face. So these are not arguments. These are defense mechanisms that they use. Again, where is Satoshi? Who is Satoshi? Where is Satoshi in all these meetings? If Ripple is a scam. Who's in the TV news? Is Satoshi in the TV news? Every channel, all the time. Ripple, real world footprint exposes the difference. Ripple is meeting with regulators, meeting with government, meeting with central banks, building corridors, linking payment systems, expanding globally all over the world, Asia, Latin America, Singapore, UAE, Japan, America, Brazil, BRICS, investing billions, operating globally. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, NFTs, none of them are doing anything. Anything. And that's why my question is lethal. Is any other fintech investing billions other than Ripple? The answer is no. No. N-O, no. Niet. And that's too heavy for many. So, I'm not going to make this any longer. I already proved my point. So, guys, $100 at 10 cents gave people 1,000 Bitcoin. When Bitcoin hit 60K, these people became millionaires. $60 million these people had made. So pretending a systemic asset can turn $15 or $25 into 1 million is not logic, it's fear. Fear of realizing they mocked the wrong asset and wasted thousands chasing casino coins, non-intrinsic assets. See you in my next video.
What if you could?
Dude, Crypto Phoenix just mic dropped. I don't know if you guys noticed. He just like literally hit end stream while see you in the next video. So I want to share with you guys something. So a lot of you guys like to know what channels I watch. And I'll say this. Let me switch this here to this one. I'll leave that one open. It's one of my favorite channels that I ever watched. That was a foundational layer for my building up the conviction around XRP was, where is it? This channel here. And so this channel used to have the original channel. This is Journey to XRP 2. I think something happened to his original channel, and I don't know what, but he had like over 20,000 subscribers, and he would put out like a video or two every day. And what he was is he's this super insanely smart guy from Dubai, and he would type what he wanted to say and run it through Brad Garlinghouse's AI face. But he's incredibly smart, totally understands the concept. I wanted to share that with you guys tonight a little bit while we're doing this, so that you guys could see one of my favorite channels that I don't think a lot of people know about, just because something happened to it, and this is all that's left. This is like the remnants of that once great channel, and I'll share it with you guys now.
Everyone is sure that crypto's big moment, the crazy boom, the terrible bust, and all that endless talk happened, and then it didn't. Over, old, past, it's done. But take a look at what big companies like BlackRock, states, and central banks are doing behind the scenes right now. The story it tells is very different. You'll never see Bitcoin or XRP the same way again after you really understand it. The government looked at crypto like it was a crazy lab project for years. A lot of care would be taken to watch, warnings would be issued, and there might be hints of future rules. There's no more of that faraway, doubtful look. Governments didn't just let crypto happen in 2025. They began actively putting it into systems in the real world. Think back to when the internet was first created. At first, officials didn't believe it at all. Then there were rules, and in the end, they built whole systems on top of it. That is exactly what is happening now with Bitcoin and other digital assets. Join the XRP Insiders Elite right now if you want to get ahead like the top 1% by getting access to special information, methods, and real-time moves that can help you make a lot of money. Universities pay a lot of money for this edge, and it's in the movie description. No longer are countries arguing about whether crypto should be included in their laws. Their minds are working out just how to fit it in. Strategic reserves, cross-border payments, instant settlements, bringing in more tourists, and even updating the core banking lines are all things that need to be done. Both governments and banks move carefully and steadily, but once they agree, it's over. Real price discovery starts when people stop being defensively cautious and start integrating their operations. And that's the huge turn that most people missed. It should have broken the internet with this next event because of that. They said live on CNBC that JP Morgan is now taking Bitcoin as collateral for loans and will soon also accept Ether. Let's look at what this really means. Lending money is only possible with collateral. US Treasuries, homes, cash, and blue chip investments. As soon as Bitcoin gets to that level, it's no longer seen as a risky investment. It's seen as real property and a safe place to keep money that institutions can trust. Remember when Jamie Dimon made fun of Bitcoin by calling it a pet rock? He's become a lot kinder lately, and for good reason. People who are wealthy don't sell valuable things like real estate to get cash. They use them to borrow money. That's how wealth builds up over time. Bitcoin is now in that exact area. Day traders and small-scale investors are not getting this from JP Morgan. It's a straight response to what hedge funds, asset managers, and wealthy clients want. This is Bitcoin becoming a fundamental part of the banking system. CNBC also talked about another big step forward by looking at things from a world perspective. Thailand is openly letting tourists use Bitcoin. At first, it might seem niche, but think about how big it is. One of Thailand's biggest economic drivers is tourism, which brings in billions of baht every year from millions of tourists. When a stranger comes, they easily spend Bitcoin. There are no trades, no huge fees, and no problems. This means that Bitcoin is no longer a risky bet, but rather money that can be used in everyday life. Memes rarely lead to real acceptance. It grows through quiet belief and usefulness. Remember when Apple Pay first came out, some doubters laughed. Why would someone wave a phone at a terminal? It's everywhere now, and cash is quickly going away. We're seeing the same natural change happen with crypto. The tipping point has been reached when people can do business without even noticing the blockchain. BlackRock's aggressive moves speed up this trend. They're not even looking into crypto anymore. That time has long since passed. There are dozens of high-level jobs open at BlackRock for their digital assets division in cities like New York, London, Dublin, and Singapore. The jobs cover product planning, compliance, engineering, and fund operations. You don't hire this many people all at once unless you have big product launches planned. They don't follow trends or make ETFs out of the blue. Their goal is huge. Each flagship fund should have $100 billion in assets under control. The first act was Bitcoin's ETF.
If you often feel your blood pressure is on the higher side, we recommend eating 2 pieces a day. If you want to maintain your cardiovascular health, we suggest making it a regular part of your diet. This is
As institutional flows mature, there will be a shift to a wider range of digital assets. In 2026, XRP and Solana are likely to be the next big thing. These job posts scream, get ready, scale up infrastructure before demand goes through the roof. Think about the order. BlackRock builds the tracks first and then lets everyone in. When Bitcoin reaches its peak of power and then starts to fall, investors look for the next big bet. If BlackRock doesn't have an XRP ETF when that rotation happens, clients will go to competitors, which will hurt fee income. That's not going to happen. Preparations like filings, conversations with the SEC, and setting up control have already been made. The timing is perfect. Keep Bitcoin at the top while taking advantage of the expected shift. Japan adds another important layer. Stablecoins and other digital assets need to be supervised by a trust bank in order to work properly. It is legal for these trust banks to handle deposits, custody, issuing, and large-scale fund movements. They're the only way to get into Japan's very controlled system. Here, partnerships aren't just on the surface. For scalable entry, they are the required toll booth. Before committing, Japan wants strict rules, but once they're in, integration is forever. SBI Holdings is at the center of this web, and it has strong ties to both BlackBerry and Ripple. Ripple works with a number of large Japanese banks to add the XRP ledger straight to old systems, not as a disruptive replacement, but as an improvement. In comparison, SWIFT feels like old-fashioned faxing. It's slow, complicated, and expensive. The XRP ledger lets you send quick messages and settle transactions. Banks don't switch core rails around often. They set standards to save time and money. Japan is very methodical, so once volume is routed, it moves steadily and grows very quickly. This isn't just a short-term test, it's a permanent method. To get a better idea of how this infrastructure develops, think about how adoption rates are rising around the world right now. Bitcoin is no longer just held in savings by governments around the world. They are constantly putting digital assets to use in economic and payment systems. The US set up its strategic Bitcoin reserve earlier this year. Instead of selling off stolen assets, the government kept them as a permanent store of value. Other countries did the same thing. For example, Bhutan and El Salvador increased their lands by mining more efficiently and integrating their policies. This is not speculation-based hoarding. Treating Bitcoin as digital gold in national balance sheets is a smart move. When it comes to payments, stablecoins were the bridge that no one saw coming. In the US, the Genius Act made it clear how to issue. Stablecoins can be used as controlled infrastructure if they have full reserve backing, are clear, and can be redeemed. Japan did the same thing, passing standards that put compliance first while still allowing real-world use. The RLUSD stablecoin from Ripple, which is fully backed and inspected every month, became popular because it meets these new requirements. Because of the relationship with SBI VC Trade, RLUSD will be available in Japan starting in the first quarter of 2026. This will give institutions and users a safe USD pegged tool for cross-border flows that doesn't involve volatility risks. SBI plays a very important role. They have a big stake in Ripple and have been using XRP ledger technology in Japanese banks for many years. Over 80% of Japan's banks now use or are testing RippleNet products, not because they are cool, but because they work better. Sending money through SBI Remit with XRP cuts costs by a huge amount and settles in seconds, showing that the ledger is better than older systems like SWIFT. This is not removal, it is addition. Banks keep their power while speeding up transactions and lowering fees. It's not possible to switch back once these lines are live at scale. BlackRock's recent hire spree shows that the company is ready. New job postings for top digital asset roles in Singapore, New York, and other places focus on growing products, making tokens, stablecoins, and following the rules. The queue is full, so they are now putting together the team. Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs are now fully developed and have huge AUM, but rotation needs a wide range of choices. Even though BlackRock hasn't officially applied for an XRP ETF yet, they are ready to move quickly if rivals like Grayscale, Bitwise, and Franklin Templeton continue to bring a lot of money into their existing XRP products. The fact that those funds already have more than $1 billion in assets shows that demand goes beyond the top two coins. Thailand's efforts show how tourism can be integrated in the real world. Their crypto-to-BART conversion sandbox and Phuket pilot let tourists use Bitcoin easily and change it to the local currency without any problems. Merchants get cash, tourists spend cryptocurrency, and everyone benefits without having to change their habits. This adds billions to the economy every year on a national level, showing that politicians put practicality ahead of ideology. Bitcoin and Ether are now official assets on JP Morgan's balance sheets, thanks to their collateral program, which is now open to business clients. When buyers pledge directly instead of through ETFs, they can get liquidity without selling, which is similar to how elites handle real estate or stocks. Third-party custody lowers risks, and global rollout lets hedge funds around the world make the most of their assets by using leverage effectively. This change to the plumbing brings more money into crypto without causing major price drops. All of these threads lead to the same truth. Crypto is moving from being a new product to being a basic need. Stablecoins handle volume, ledgers handle settlement, ETFs handle access, and rules make sure that everything stays the same. Retailers often go after pumps, but institutions grow when stores merge because it is linked to real payment corridors, regulatory clarity, resolution after the SEC, and future RLUSD synergy. XRP is in the middle of all of these changes. In terms of U.S. policy, the removal of restrictive guidelines like SAB 121 made it possible for banks to directly hold digital assets. National trust charters for guardians like BitGo show that the company is mature. Genius stablecoin rules put safety first, but allow for new ideas supporting both private and bank-issued coins like RLUSD. This mixed plan makes the dollar stronger around the world while also adding blockchain efficiency. In Asia, Hong Kong and Singapore improved licensing for places and issuers, putting more focus on reserve quality and being able to work with other countries. With the release of dozens of licenses, Europe's MyCA framework went from being a big deal to a practical gatekeeper. Around the world, people are paying more attention to payments and tokenization than to pure speculating. This is exactly where XRP Ledger shines.
Hey, if you want to get rid of your beer belly in time for summer, check this out. Hey, Dr. Drew, do celebrities...
BlackRock's BYDL tokenized fund grew to billions of dollars, showing that on-chain assets can be used on a large scale. It seems natural to apply that to bigger environments, such as settlement-focused tokens. Hiring people to work in fund services and tokenization is a good start. Because of Japan's trust bank rules for digital assets, partners like SBI are very important. Because they work closely with Ripple, XRP won't be left out. It's the link between stablecoins and instant payments and money transfers. Volume builds up slowly until it fills up the hallways. The best sign of a bull market is this dull phase. First, the infrastructure is finished, then the use goes through the roof, and prices go up without permission. Governments keep reserves and payments safe. Banks hold and protect assets. Asset managers make goods bigger, and networks like XRP Ledger handle the flows. When you look deeper into institutional ordering, you see that there is even more conviction building going on behind the scenes. The big players aren't waiting for everything to be perfect. They are putting money into the foundations right now because they expect demand to go through the roof once the project has been approved by regulators and shown to work. This is not advice about money. When you look deeper into institutional ordering, you see that there is even more conviction building going on behind the scenes. The big players aren't waiting for everything to be perfect. They are putting money into the foundations right now because they expect demand to go through the roof once the project has been approved by regulators and shown to work. The U.S. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve was created by executive order in March 2025. It made Bitcoin a real national asset by putting all of the lost holdings in one place. These holdings are now worth tens of billions of dollars and can be used to buy things without spending any money. This is not a guessing game. It's a sovereign plan like having gold reserves, but Bitcoin is harder to get and can be taken with you. Countries like Bhutan grew their mining operations, and even central banks in Europe started testing digital assets as a way to diversify their portfolios in times of currency stress. Stablecoins were the quiet force that connected old and new ways of handling money. Federal rules, full reserves, openness, and direct redemption were all added by the Genius Act. This turned them from gray area tools into bank-grade infrastructure. The RLUSD backed 1.1 with audited funds, which was exactly in line with plans for Japan to get it through SBI VC trade in the first quarter of 2026. And that's a big market. Japan's remittance lanes alone handle a huge amount of money, and RLUSD gives institutions that route through the XRP Ledger stable USD access. SBI has a lot of power. This company has been a major backer and partner of Ripple for many years and has put XRPL technology into dozens of Japanese banks. Over 80% merger goals by the end of the year are not just words. They're rolling out slowly, cutting settlement times from days to seconds and prices by a huge amount. Frameworks for trust banks make sure that everything stays sealed, which turns relationships into permanent rails. It gets exponential once the amount is locked in. BlackRock is still moving forward. Their tokenized Boydell fund has grown to over $2.5 billion, adding new chains like BNB to make it easier for more people to use and even being used as protection on Binance. That's really useful. Institutional payouts on-chain and the ability to trade with other coins makes liquidity possible. Hiring digital asset product leads, compliance experts, and tokenization engineers is a sign of the next step, which will include products other than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Even though BlackRock hasn't applied for XRP yet, the community shows that people want it. There are already billions of dollars flowing into competing spot XRP ETFs from providers like 21 Shares, Franklin Templeton, and Grayscale. This shows that investors want assets that focus on payments. Rotation happens on its own. Bitcoin grows up. Capital goes elsewhere to find return and use. BlackRock has set up its systems. Timing fits with how the market is moving. When Thailand's tourist DigiPay sandbox goes live in late 2025, it will be easy for visitors to use QR codes to change cryptocurrency to BART. Don't trade or pay fees. Merchants get cash and tourists spend it easily, putting billions of dollars into tourism without any problems. The fact that the Phuket pilot spread across the country shows that governments value easy acceptance over strict rules. The show by JP Morgan went live, institutional clients directly offering Bitcoin and Ether for loans, which are kept safely. It's not a sales trick. It's when hedge funds borrow against their assets without selling them, building up positions like prime real estate. When crypto is rolled out around the world, it becomes more integrated into credit markets. European Union's MyCA became active. There are now licenses for stablecoins and a lot of growth in tokenization. Asia made rules better. Hong Kong and Singapore are leading the way by focusing on connectivity. The story changed around the world. Over speculation, payments, savings, and tokenization. This alignment isn't a fluke. Governments protect their funds and bring payments up to date. Stable coins are held, backed, and issued by banks. ETFs and tokenized funds let asset managers give more people access. XRPL and other networks handle efficient and legal processes. XRP is the link, and RLUSD is the safe layer. Now we live in a dull time. Infrastructure is finished, and use is slowly growing. Retail often replies last, going after highs after institutions have already made their moves. More ETFs will be rotating, reserves will grow, and the price will reflect embedded utility instead of permission by 2026 when RLUSD moves to Japan. This is how the plan is coming together. Permanence over trends and conviction over hype. The 1% at the top can see it. They're allocating now, building jobs quietly while the news is busy. Join the XRP Experts Elite today if you want to get the exact information, real-time strategies, and institutional level positioning that will help you make huge gains from.
I miss that channel, guys. That was the foundation. And he's gone now. Bullsnot, hard times binds people. I think the group will still be in touch. Oh, yeah. I mean, our channel's, here to stay. But there was, definitely a lot of really good channels that either dipped or went off into privacy. And yeah, having a real voice helps for sure. But yeah, like I have emotional feels for that voice there. And yeah, it was special. Definitely wouldn't have wanted to go forward without that channel in the first few months. But see, Edward Ponder, I feel like a lot of people have asked me, like, how I know what I know, and like how, there's people that have been in the space for 10 years that don't know what I know. It was because that's not boring to me. What it comes down to is, it's like, at the end of the day, you're looking for the information, you're looking for the nuggets, you're looking for the things that give you that, like, edge on the once in a lifetime opportunity that's presented here. And so being able to, like, absorb that kind of information day in and day out for months and months and months was what built a foundation of what is now, my channel. And I'm super grateful for people like that. And even though he was too private and wanted to hide behind, a transcript, I appreciate that he was there when he was. Economic Mike is fun, guys. He is very, very entertaining, and he knows quite a bit. I don't know if he does too many deep dives. Uncle Buster is one I haven't seen. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find Uncle Buster. Okay. Oh. Cool. Oh, he streamed a day ago. Okay. Here, let's put. See, I still haven't found some of these. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, we've got Uncle Buster and stuff like that. I'll watch some of his stuff. 100%. Daz, yeah. You've been digging for knowledge for years. This was just another chapter of it. Yeah. And that's partially why I feel genuinely a little bit emotional when I hear like that video. It was core to the foundation to get off of that ground level. Nugget, where's the next nugget? Yeah, that was my mental thesis for 6 months. I was like, where's the next mental nugget? Where's the next nugget that shows me more? you know, and after 6 months, it was just more. Moneymaker, Uncle Buster is a friend of mine. Oh, cool, man. We had beers together and threw darts. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I'll watch some of his stuff and let you know what I think for sure. That sounds like my kind of channel. Edward Ponder, have you seen Decoding with Cody? I have not. Man, you guys are giving me some good nuggets tonight. Let's see here. I heard about that yesterday. Okay. See, I'm gonna subscribe to that and subscribe to Uncle Buster, and I will check those out for sure. It looks like Decoding with Cody is mostly conspiracy, which is awesome. Yeah, the question is what the next chapter in Revelation of Knowledge. You know, I'll say this, Bullsnot. I feel like we're too close to the finish line to like find the next chapter. But I'm grateful for all the people that were there during the the research days, during like the trying to figure out this whole space, and giving me like the info and the intel to be in a position to be able to like steamroll people like the Node Network. That was all part of it. So like a lot of people have like asked on my channel like how do you do deep dives or how do you research all this stuff? You just sit, you listen, you wait for the nuggets, you piece them together, and then you use it for combat. Well, it was fun hanging out with you guys tonight. I really enjoyed watching those videos, and I really genuinely from the bottom of my heart wanted to share with you guys Journey to XRP, one of my favorite channels that we lost. But I will always remember him. So love you guys.